You'll be asked to charge your port glasses a bit later on. So, without further ado, I will ask Kevin, the son of the bride, to stand up.
It's working. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, okay. I'm going to run off my phone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, traditionally at weddings the father of the bride gives her away, yet today I was bestowed the honour due to him being otherwise engaged. For those who do not know me, even though I was just introduced, I am Debbie's son Kevin, and those that do know me will know how incredibly proud I am to have been asked to give my mum away today. I would like to start my hopefully short speech by telling you all what my mother means to me. Growing up, I was definitely a mummy's boy, probably am now still. No matter how much I was picked on in school or how bad things got, I always had her love and support. She would not baby me though. If I was being an idiot, she would be the first to try and teach me a lesson in the funniest way she could muster. Like the time when I was no older than 6 or 7 and asked her what would happen if I tried one of the tablets that were lying on the counter in the kitchen. Her response, knowing full well I'd just taken one, was, "You're probably going to die." to which I cried, "I don't want to die." It was definitely effective. Not only did I never take any of the pills again, but it also helped to develop my sense of humour, much of which I owe to my mum's wicked but hilarious outlook on life. As I grew up, she also allowed me the freedom to learn from my own mistakes. One example of which was one afternoon when I was 16. And my mum, my friend and I were sitting in the living room watching TV. She turned over to me and said, "Kev, have you been smoking?" And knowing that I could not lie to my mum, she can see right through me, I just fessed up and said yes. So after my friend's face went white, I've never seen anybody look so scared. And after a long and extremely awkward silence, I turned to my mum and said, so what happens now? And without a second's thought or delay, she said, "You'll get lung cancer and die." And that was it. That was the extent of my punishment. You know, luckily enough, and undoubtedly with my mum's help, I survived both situations, many, many more where the likely outcome in her eyes was my certain demise. I was and always have been incredibly proud to have the mum that I have. She's always been able to make me laugh. Once so much I spat a mouthful of milk in her face and started to laugh and cry at the same time, not knowing if she was angry or amused. Unlike other kids, I was never shy about my friends meeting her, because I always thought she was cool and I wanted them to laugh with her too. That unique sense of humour of hers has guided me through some of the toughest moments of my life. She taught me that no matter how things bad can get, no matter how desperate things seem, there is always a way to laugh it off. This is one of the greatest gifts she has ever given me. She gave my childhood the balance that every kid needs. She was tough when she needed to be, but always, always loving. This support, love and care did not stop when I became an adult. Some of you may be aware that I've had a pretty rough time over the past 18 months or so. My entire world literally crashed down around me in the blink of an eye. I lost almost everything I cared about in the space of a few weeks. It has taken strength that I never thought myself capable of to get to where I am now, and that strength came from my mum. When I'd given up almost all hope of rebuilding my life and had nearly counted myself out completely, she would not let me fall. She would not let me give up. She showed me my strength knows no bounds, and she reminded me of who I am and that nobody can ever take that away from me. She gave me the strength to pick my head up and fight against the injustice that was served against me, and stood by my side throughout the battle. Her pride, faith and love for me has never once faltered, and I'm standing here today because of them. So, to be able to walk her down the aisle today is without a doubt one of the proudest moments of my life. She is the greatest person I know. I apologised. I promised to try and keep this short. I won't be much longer. To misquote a famous saying, behind every great woman, there is a great man. And in this case, that man is Rick. When Mum and Rick first got together, I was unsure about him. but I liked him. Not very much, but I liked him. Just kidding, just kidding. As you'll know, Rick likes to lead a busy life. Always keeping active, never staying idle. This, I believe, gave my mum a new lust for life. From motorbikes to skiing to converting a truck into a mobile home, and a never-ending list of things I never thought I would see my mum do, let alone enjoy. Rick has made her extremely happy, for which I'm internally grateful for. Even though he has been a part of it for quite some time now, I'd like to formally welcome Rick into our family and thank him for everything he's done for my mum. I would also like to thank him for everything he's done for me. He also helped me through a tough part of my life and was there supporting my mum while she was supporting me. The impact that my recent troubles had on my mum were huge, and I don't think she would have gone through it, being able to show me the strength she did without Rick as her pillar. So thank you, Rick. I'm extremely happy you and Mum have each other. To quote one of my favourite songs for you, Rick, if my mum were an artist, her heart would be her masterpiece. So please keep it safe. I would like to thank you all for showing your love to Mum and Rick by joining them today. I'm sure you will all agree how beautiful the bridesmaids are. And finally, how absolutely stunning my mum looked. There are no words. Everybody please join me in raising a glass to the bride and groom, by Mum and Rick.
Mum and Rick.
Rick and the girls. Rick and the girls.
Raise your eyes.
The groom, Mr. Rick Windus.
I won't bother with the microphone. You all know that I've got more than big enough gob and more than able to project my voice.
No arguments.
To start, when you get to my age, you've probably heard a few groom's speeches, and they say that imitation is the best form of flattery. So I'm going to start by making no apologies that the best groom speech I ever heard was a couple of years ago now, when I listened to Dan making his groom speech when he married Carina. And he said a lot of things that sort of sank in, and hopefully I'm going to try and imitate some of his speech. So I'll start with the thank you list. A thank you to Oliver, wherever he's run away to, for being the usher with the mostest, even though he's the one-armed bandit for the evening. A big thank you to Jill and the gang for the table decorations. They look lovely. Thank you very much. Saved us a fortune, and being a Yorkshireman, that was important. A big thank you to Adam and Dan for doing the readings. Thank you to the senior service and to Qatar. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Guard of Honour. You look splendid, gentlemen. Thank you very much, even if I was the junior officer at my own wedding.
And lady.
And lady, yes. Thank you to the caterers. I think they did us proud this evening. And Amelia, thank you for your tinkling the ivories. That was a very unexpected bonus that came our way. So, I'm supposed to say my wife and I, but I think I'll start by just saying it's no great secret that those of you know us, that it was Debs that was the driving force of bringing us together. If it hadn't have been for Debs, I'd still have been prattling around, still trying to work out whether I was coming, going, or being. And on several occasions it's Debs that's remained the driving force on keeping us together. For a number of reasons, not least of which she's tolerant of that stupid hobby I have of throwing myself around a racetrack and usually saying hello to the greenery. Tolerant of my time away with the army. And it's Debs that keeps our garden at home and runs the family finances. However, she can't read a map yet. That's next week's task. And to the racing gang, thank you. I don't think Cards Against Humanity will ever be the same without some of those antics. We're playing that silly game at various paddocks around the countryside. I'm going to keep it short. There's two last things I want to do. If people would charge their port glasses, there's just a little bit just to say there, so I'll just give you a moment to do that bit. Sorry. Kevin's job. To the left. No, yeah, but you're just going to take yours the other way down. Yeah, put yours and then pass it down and get Dad to do Carina.
I'm just going to film.
Are we there? Nearly?
Yep.
Oh, Richard's just moving his glasses to make sure he hits the right bit. It's a small glass, Richard. Richard's got 3 ladies. It's the best he's ever done all year. Ooh! Who are misses? Okay, gang. I'm particularly lucky that even in my more mature years, or immature years, it depends on how you view it, I'm still fortunate to be able to have my mum and dad and my brother and my cousins at my wedding. Unfortunately, a few people couldn't be here, and particularly I wanted to just raise a glass to Deb's mum Violet May and her sister Pauline Ann, and then also for Lee and I, there's some private thoughts of people we know. But so if we could just raise a glass for absent friends. Absent friends.
Absent friends.
And now on to something slightly more upbeat after the thank bit. I've got a few little gifts to do. In the best tradition of the reserve officer, we have a carrier bag. So, there's a couple of bits here that just couldn't be done without. To the bridesmaid, who just couldn't resist. I'll keep it going at a reasonable pace here. There's a couple of bits missing. In here, okay. Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson. Just come and say hello and have a little gift. Don't get too smirky. Thank you for your speeches.
Thank you very much.
There's a young lady who's the most butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. She's so sweet, and yet in our house sometimes you can be on the ground floor, and those who've been to our house know it's 3 stories, you can still hear this particular activity when she's on the top floor. So Amy and Jack, because Amy has the ability to fart for Britain. People don't quite go unnoticed. Mrs. Nelson. Ah!
Might need to explain the story.
When your husband opens his present, you might want to understand the history behind it. Two more to go, then we're finished. Mr. Warner Keith type. Yeah, we've been thinking about what we could get you, and this isn't worth a lot, but it made us laugh. And lastly, but by no means least, and this will come out to play later, Denzel. And everyone who's on the stag knows what's inside this wrapping paper, and those who don't can take great delight in asking Denzel for a demonstration. I'm going to shut up now because I think I've droned on for long enough. I'll hand over to Lee to tell you who's going to entertain you next. Thank you very much for coming, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carina, Debsy's daughter. Like that.
Not sure if I got this on. Yes, I have. Okay. A little bit nervous. Okay. Maid of honour speeches in this country are not common, so I doubt many of you will be expecting one. So apologies for breaking tradition, but this family is hardly the most traditional family. It's also not common for the groom to be friends with so many famous people. Sadly, none of whom could make it today for various reasons. These guys didn't know to send telegrams to Lee, so instead they asked me to pass messages on. Rick, you may be a bit bewildered by this, so let me show you exactly which friends I'm talking about. Once Dan has just fiddled with a few things, you will get to understand this. So it's just sorting a few things out. There's a few technical difficulties, so that's Mum. Yeah, could you give us a hand? Have you got a whoopee cushion? You don't need that kind of assistance, Amy. You can play with it if you like. Come on. Yeah.
Jack?
Here because I tell you all the time, I had a bike, I had a horse, but I can't.
Hi guys, just congratulations and best of luck to Liz and Debby on your marriage. Yeah, it looks like you've got some good craft here, so enjoy your day.
I've been invited to a wedding, like. I put an invite in my pocket to keep it safe, but it's so massive, I can't get it out. No, I can't get it out. I don't know what to do. Rick's that guy who won 2017 World Superman Championship next year. Now, if I can't get it out, I won't know where to go, and I can't practice hymns. Even if I wiggle it, no, it won't come. No.
Congratulations, Debby and Rick. Hope you guys have a lovely wedding and all the best to you.
Rick, have a good marriage. Lubię szaka.
So, we got that one to work eventually. So now Rick and Mum. Sorry Gordon, have I got you caught up a bit there? Hello Mum. Have I wrapped you around? Have I? Have I got you tangled up? I'm going to have to tangle you back up again in a minute.
50 shillings.
So, Rick, we have this canvas here for you.
Yeah.
Of the signatures of all the guys. You saw it on the video there. This is the canvas signatures of all the guys that signed this for you at the Qatar MotoGP. And so if everyone can take the time to just go and add your signatures to it, it'll make it look like Rick's got loads of friends. So we'll put this outside. I've got some special pens so it can all match and it look like you're all together all in the same time. So we'll put this out for him for you to all sign. Thank you very much. Oh, perfectly timed. Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful.
But leading on from that, I assume that everyone knows, just like Kevin, how I met my mum. Thankfully, probably more so for her, it wasn't in a pub, a toilet or in a car park, but in Kent and Canterbury Hospital. I don't remember the very first glimpse I caught of her though, and I'm actually thankful for that too. Just take a few steps away. It's not often a daughter would get to be a bridesmaid for her mum. We won't mention that I got to do it twice because that would be bad taste. But this time is different because I'm grown up a little bit. And being promoted to maid of honour comes with a bit more responsibility, like arranging a hen do, being a pain in the arse about my bridesmaid dress. And I was extremely proud and honoured to be able to do something as special as this for Mum. Plus it meant we got a cheeky breakaway from the kids. Boom. Although it turns out that Paris was inadvertently high risk terrorism that week. So probably not so boom after all. And maid of honour speeches by definition are not supposed to be filled with great tales of humour and embarrassing tales about the bride over things she did when she was younger, which must be a relief to you, eh, Mum? So we don't get to mention things like Mum and her beautiful sister, Pauline, both literally pissing themselves on the way to hospital one day because they were both laughing far too much and then having to dry themselves with hand dryers. No, we won't mention that. All the time that Mum decided in all her racer boy wisdom... Hang on, I've lost myself in my speech. In all her racer boy wisdom, to give it some in her new car. You remember this? No, well, you told me the story a very long time ago. He had to give it some in a new car and race some lads and was actually winning. Until she reached the roundabout. Yeah, you remember now, don't you? Yeah, so she reached the roundabout before them and had to go around it the wrong way. Yeah, no, maid of honour speeches are to be filled with a few girly memories and love. So here's one memory I have. Are you worried yet? So when Kevin and I were kids, one of the games we used to play with Mum were change the lyrics. Though it wasn't so much a game than Mum getting a sudden spurt of inspiration, which meant Mum taking a piss out of my current boyfriend and stringing a set of good lyrics together that she'd made up about him to a song playing in the car. Do you remember Graham the farmer, Mum? Yep. I think his track was possibly to Erasure. Something similar? No, you don't. I do. The song building would go on for weeks. The new... You alright over there? Yeah. You're as bad as your daughter. Yeah. The song building would go on for weeks. The new lyrics never really forgotten, apparently, although you've forgotten about it now. The song lyrics never really forgotten whenever the song came on the radio. So, paying homage to our humorous history, I've rewritten the lyrics of a track about you and yours. Mum, this is the point where you need to be thankful that Rick isn't a farmer. Hopefully, this is where we cue Meghan Trainor. Sorry about this, Rick, because when I started writing this, I wasn't actually aware that you hated this song. Dear brand new husband, here we go. And I probably need more wine. Ah, have we lost the lyric? Tech. We need some more help. Okay, so in karaoke style we have the lyrics. So if anybody wants to join in who knows this song, you are more than welcome. Yes, you know all about this, don't you? Yes, you do. So if anyone wants to join in, I'm just going to pour myself a glass.
Can I do one right about now?
You do what you like. I thought you might. Sorry, Gordon, I'm just going to wrap you up in wire.
All right. They're scared.
I thought it might work after the first time.
Yeah, me too.
You hoped. Maybe a bit of fiddling.
Can't do that in front of everyone.
That's what you said last time. Is that what he says all the time, Fran? Can't do it in front of everyone. How's your schedule going, Rick? Is it fucked yet?
No plans to lose contact with the enemy.
No.
You do. Wait, hey. No.
Amy, it is his. Just watching.
You can sing, Carina.
Yeah. What is Declan done with it?
Are we nearly there?
Again.
No. Oh dear.
That one?
Yeah.
Can you put the audio through VLC? You change the audio.
Yeah.
Get close up.
We'll try this again.
Yes, there we go. Ready?
Dear brand new husband, here's a few things you'll need to know though. It's a bit late, you made a promise for all your life. Take her on a date, it's sexy vodka babe, and don't forget the rhubarb book her on your anniversary. Cause if you treat her right, you'll get the perfect life. Buying Ducatis and all the bits that go with it. You got that racer track, a mum has all the life, but don't be thinking when she drives that she will give a care. She never fully there, the British highway girl, read along with her, read along with her. Hey. You gotta know how to back the truck for country roads. If the bridge is high enough to drive underneath. Dear new husband, if you wanna get that special 5-piece, leave the finances up to mom to sort out. Dear untrained husband, here's a few things you'll need to know if you wanna ensure mom's safety for all her life. On your skiing holes, if you take a pose, ease her down the slope and you will see you lose control. Or you can watch her crash. She's over to a crash. She'll ski off a cliff. Yes, she did ski off a cliff. You gotta know that she just can't handle her drink. All it takes is just a quick slip, then she'll dance all night. Dear forever husband, make time for mum. Don't leave her lonely and never be your butt shake more than her. Sleeps on the left side of the bed. Hey, make her over a tea and you might get some head. Never mind, there'll be a glass of glass. Leave alone her ring, just leave alone her ring. You gotta know how to make a good rice dish. Mom loves a good rice dish. Dish rice with Spanish. A big bucket of other things is on you step that welcome to the family. You're fairly blessed to have my mum. Of my gorgeous mum and her beau, Mr. and Mrs. Wunder.
Mummy, raise a rose.
And now I believe we have one final speech, and that is over to the best man. Sorry, Jordan. Mr. Lee Brodas.
I don't think I'm going to need them.